crypto friends, anyone investing in crypto, and especially so if you're in Canada, some outrageous stuff is going on right now. And I'm making a somewhat urgent video to talk about it because it is very important, at least I think so, not only for Canadian citizens, but for people all over the world. Because if this can happen in Canada, it can happen in the United States. And if it can happen in the United States, it can happen everywhere. And this is not something you want. It's not good. So let's talk about what's happening. Okay, it's not the end of the world. No one's dying. But this is not cool. Basically, Canadian governments are putting a 30,000 net buy limit on cryptos outside of the ones they've handpicked: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Basically, the government is asking us to push them out of the picture. So I want to show you what exactly is going on, how this came to be, and how you can go ahead and spend 1,000, 100,000, 200,000 at the casino, no problem, but you can't buy 30,000 and $1 of a cryptocurrency outside of these four right here. So my example was Cardano. This channel usually talks about Cardano stuff. But yeah, so this is not directly going to say, hey, there's no way you can do it and you can manage it. You definitely can get around it, but are you going to be looked at as some kind of criminal? That's a question we're trying to figure out, because likely you might be, and you might be subject to, be taken down by the Ontario Securities Commission. Okay, so basically what's happened is Newton, a Canadian crypto exchange, has implemented some regulatory changes in line with the Ontario Securities Commission. And basically the Ontario Securities Commission has now also got all the other provinces in on this change, where there is a limit to how much crypto you can buy. To be specific, $30,000 worth net buying limit of all cryptocurrencies outside of the ones that I just listed earlier, which is not good, right? These cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, I don't know how they chose these. Pretty terrible. Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, I don't know why are in here, but they are. Anyways, that's not the point. They're restricting up to $30,000 worth, as I mentioned earlier, unless you're not in one of these provinces. So basically, if you're in Manitoba, Alberta, British Columbia, or Quebec, then this will impact you. But it could eventually impact you if it's made it this far already. Any centralized exchange is going to be affected by this. The Ontario Securities Commission and securities regulatory authorities in other provinces and territories of Canada. You may already be familiar with these changes as they impact all Canadian crypto trading platforms, not just Newton. So anywhere that's going to KYC you is going to basically not allow you to buy extra cryptocurrencies outside of these ones. And yes, you could, as I mentioned, buy Bitcoin, transfer to a an exchange without KYC, change it over to Cardano or another crypto, and be on your way. But when you go to take profits on that, they're going to ask where you got them. Or when you go to claim losses, they're going to ask where you got this extra crypto worth and when you bought it. And if you can't provide that, or if you do provide it and they realize you went outside the bounds of the laws that they've created and set up, then you might just be a criminal for doing something as simple as buying crypto. Not even for mixing it, not even for trying to hide it in places or not claiming your taxes, but for claiming it because they can realize that you bought over $30,000 worth, you could be in trouble. Now, it's kind of weird though, because they're just trying to protect the citizens. They're trying to make sure you don't gamble away all your life savings in cryptocurrencies, but you can do it at the casino. Now, also, there's no investment limits on accredited investors. Kind of going back to people who can invest in things or larger things like public companies or ahead of time, seeded rounds of investing, people who are eligible investors on things that are exclusive to people with already a lot of money. Cryptocurrency is supposed to be a place where that's not happening. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There's no credit limits, no credit checks. You just can invest your money, right? You can put your money there. You can try to make some money off of it. But the government doesn't want that. And in this case, if you are someone only with $1 million in financial assets, an annual pre-tax income of $200,000 or $300,000 with a spouse, or $5 million in total assets, then and only then will you have no limits to your crypto buying outside of the four we mentioned. So it's just not cool. It's not good. It doesn't bring a positive light for the government that I reside with and identify with that I am in, basically, that I'm under control of. So a little bit of sad news, but something to note. If you're a Canadian citizen, I'm not exactly sure right now how much we can do to fight this. I'm going to be looking into that. Going to be trying to find ways, contact your local representatives, basically scream their ear off in a polite way. Don't be mean. It's not their fault directly. And vote for people who are pro crypto. That's really the way we can go forward. At least that I think. It's not going to be easy. Alternatively, you could move out of the province into a different province or out of Canada. But how reasonable is that for most people? Not very reasonable. So yeah, I'm kind of heated in my room in my mom's basement right now, thinking about this, thinking about how the government can put a limit on how much cryptocurrency we buy, unless it's the 4 that they say are okay to buy. It's kind of weird. It kind of doesn't make any sense to me. They're not protecting anyone. If anything, they're gatekeeping and they're suppressing people who want to buy and invest in things that the government actually doesn't know if it's a real risk or if it is going to be good or bad or whatever. Let people do their own research and let people make their own decisions. I thought that was the whole point here. Maybe not, I guess. At least the government doesn't want people to use their own brains, it seems. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been your friend Jack, and I hope I won't have to make too many more of these videos, but I did think it was urgent enough to make a video tonight. Hope you guys have a great night and stay safe out there. Peace out.